Kid, how y'all are, huh? I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee. But right now, I want to talk to you. First of all, I want to tell you this, that I'm half-bleed Cajun from South Louisiana. And it's a real pleasure for me to be here. No matter where I talk, I always explain just what a Cajun is. Cajun, generally spelled C-A-J-U-N, pronounced Cahoon in Mexico. That's a mutilation of the word Acadian. Now, the Cajun ain't mutilated, no. Just the word. The mutilating of the word Acadian, those wonderful hardy people who lived in a small section of Nova Scotia called in French Acadie, in English Acadia, where they had come from France because they wanted to come to the New World and chase after what everybody else likes to chase after. The pursuit of happiness. And that's what they did. And they were very happy chasing the pursuit of happiness and having freedom of expression and freedom of religion. And all they spoke was French, and that was kind of natural because they was from France. And 219 years ago, England took over all of Nova Scotia, including Acadie or Acadia. Back then, in those days, England was subject to doing things like that. You know, that's before she became a welfare state. And the English told all of these French-speaking people, say, look, you got this way of leading to the King of England. And they would not did that, no. They just swear at him, and real good. So they told him, you got to leave here. And they would not did that too, no. So they ran them down and caught them. That is the ones they could catch. And they put them on small sailing vessels or boats or ships, whatever you want to call them. And they started down the Atlantic Sea coast, coming to Louisiana, where some of them had some friends and relations, and they knew some other people down there. Now, history has it that they tried to land in New England, and those good church-going people wouldn't let them. And I certainly am glad. God hate like hell to be a Cajun from Hyannisport, I guarantee. Oh, the land of those scuba divers, Chappaquiddick Island. So they came on down, and some of them did land in Maryland, Virginia, Northern South Carolina, and Georgia. Some of my mother's people landed in Maryland and came on overland to Louisiana. But most of them, those who were worse damn, came all the way around Florida and aimed for Louisiana some more. Now, they had some pretty poor navigators on some of those boats, yeah. And some of them hit Alabama and the panhandle of Florida. And some of them hit Mississippi. And a couple of blind Toms hit Texas. But the majority of them came into every bay and river mouth that opened to the Gulf of Mexico and the coast of Louisiana and scattered throughout South Louisiana. And they did this deliberately because they did not want to be picked up and sunk somewhere else some more. Now, in French, you pronounce the word Acadian, Acadian, or Acadien, depending on what kind of Acadian or Acadien you may be. In the South Louisiana, Acadian, Acadien, being a true Southerner, he just shortened that to Cajun and Cajun, Cajun. In English, you pronounce that Cajun. And that's what a Cajun actually is. Of course, I know that some of you people over here in Texas got some other names for us. And that's all right with us. We got some other names for you, too. Don't you worry. By profession, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a safety engineer. I'm a safety man. You look at me and tell I got on both a belt and suspenders. I'm not taking a chance tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some wonderful stories to tell you tonight, some brand new ones and some real old ones I haven't heard in a long time myself, and I want to hear them again. Ain't that fine? And there we have got a few years back, I was in Chicago. I went to Chicago for the National Safety Congress. There were 15,000 unsafe safety men there. I walked in this great big hotel, and I walk up to the decks, and there's a little fellow behind the deck say, how you call a clerk? I say, my friend. He said, what can I do for you? Everybody always look at me and say, can I help you? Look like I need help, you know? I say, you can't do nothing for me, my friend. I got a reserve here. He said, what do you name? I say, front name or behind name? He said, both name. I say, Justin Wilson. He understood it good English. So I got to spell it for him. He said, you mind spelling that? And I did. I'm so glad I just learned how, you know. He said, let me look on the book, and he thumbed through the book. I say, slow yourself down. You can't see my name fast like that. Let's start this over and I'll be glad to help you look. He said, okay. He turned one page. I said, stop yourself right there. There's my name. He stopped himself. He said, that's right. But you got to wrote your name on the register. I said, put him out chair. He put him out chair, and I'll print my name real careful, because some people can read reading, but they can't read writing. You know how that is. And just when I got through, the biggest bed bug I never saw before again in my life walked right across my name. And I back up about 4 or 3 steps, and I told that clerk, look, I've been bit by the flea in Shreveport, Louisiana, bled by the spider in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and chased by the policemen in Houston, Texas. But this is the very first time I ever had a bed bug look up my room number in my life, I'll guarantee you. Well, I went and got on the elevator. That's that little room where you get on there and stood yourself still. It does all the moving for you. When I got on there was a lady on there with a little boy cheering about, 9 or 8 years old. And she got him by the hand real good, because she don't want to lose him, no. And a great big fat female woman with most of a bale of cotton, 510 pounds. Get on that alligator and push up against him, little boy cheering. And a whole bunch of them safety engineers get on and overload the damn thing, you know. Well, the alligator got automatic door on it. It brought itself up to the magazine floor, and yoom, them door flied himself open. And that big fat female woman let out a scream, tore off that alligator, knocked down 12 or 11 of them safety men getting off so fast. And everybody turned around and looked at that little boy like he's a sheep-killing dog. You look him on the eye with both eyes, and he told him, I did it, I did it, I did it. She stuck it in my face, and I hauled off and bit it. While I'm talking about them little boy, this is a true story. Many years ago, there was a school teacher holding a class, and she was asking questions of all the little boy and all the little girl in the class. She'd ask this little boy, and that little girl, and that little girl, and this little boy, and she'd come to little Tijon. She'd say, Tijon, who signed the Declaration of Independence, huh? Tijon stand himself up real careful. Looked that teacher right on the face with both eyes. He said, teacher, me, I don't know. And I don't give a damn. She said, I can't stood that. I'm not gonna put with them kind of foolishness. You took yourself home and tell your mama and papa to brought themselves to school with you tomorrow, because I can't stood that. I ain't gonna stood that, some, none at all in it. The next day he brought it to papa. And my mom made like she was sick. She was embarrassed. And the papa came there with him, and the teacher said, look, stood yourself in the back of the room. I'm gonna go through just what I did yesterday and show you what take place, and you'll understood how come I sent you boy home. He said, yes, ma'am. He went in the back of the room, and the teacher go through the same thing. She asked this little boy, that little girl, and that little girl, and this little boy, and she come to Tijon. She said, Tijon, who signed the Declaration of Independence, huh? Tijon stand himself up real careful. Looked that teacher right on the eye with both his eyes. He said, teacher, just like yesterday, me, I don't know. And I still don't give a damn. She told his papa, took him out in that cloak hall and talked with him, and good. But his papa took him out in the cloak hall. He said, look, son, you know your mama ain't got much educating on. And me, I ain't got that much. And when you get yourself in trouble, you got to get yourself out the best way you can. Now, if you sign that damn paper, you go in there and told that teacher, you hear? Now for a little true story that happened in Rain, Louisiana many years ago. And they will forgotten that. I was there one day, and this friend with me walked up, and he had a great big package tie on his chest. I said, what it is you got tie on your chest, huh? They say, dynamite. I said, what in the world are you going to do with dynamite tie on your chest? He said, you know Emile Boudreau? I said, oh, yeah, I know that Cajun and good. He said, well, every time I brought myself to town, he walked to me and blah, hit me on the chest like that and broke every cigar and cigarette what I got in my pocket. And I'm going to blow his damn hand off. I got a friend, ladies and gentlemen. Years ago, I had a furniture store down on Bayou Lafourche at Golden Meadows. I mean, he had a furniture store. He could furnish anything. If you had a house, he could fix you up. If you had a boat, he could fix you up. If you had a houseboat, he could fix you up. Made no difference. He could do it. And every year he went to Chicago to how he called the furniture market. He would come back and told us, boy, all about it when I was working down on Bayou Lafourche. And one year he came back and we were all sitting around and he said, I want to tell y'all something. I bought some fine furniture this year up at the furniture market. And I worked hard to get it. And one day I was at the market and I came back to the hotel and I'm tired. And I get on the elevator and there's a female woman on that elevator. Boy. I look her up one side and it looks so damn good I look her right down the same side. And I'm bashful like all those kids and it take me 10 seconds to make up my head. I say, honey, how come me and you don't get a cocktail, huh? And she answered me in French. But it's Parisian French, not Bayou Lafourche French, no. I can't understand and she don't understood mine. But I got my determined with me, so I take a pad with a pencil out of my pocket and I draw a cocktail glass with bubble come out and I pass it on her eye. And she cast both eyes real good and said, ah, oui. I said, allons, let's go. So we go get that cocktail, maybe 12 or 11, just like it. And I look over that other side then. Just as good. I said, honey, let's go get something to eat. She didn't understood nothing. I get my pad and my pencil out and I draw a table with two people up sitting some dish on there, smoke coming out of them there. I pass it on her face. She cast both eyes and say, ah, oui. I said, allons. Let's go, baby. And we go get some supper. And I can tell the way that female woman moved that she got graceful like hell. I said, honey, that's nice. She don't understood nothing. So I reach in my pocket and I get my pad and my pencil and I draw two people up close, dance, you know. And I pass it on her face. She cast both eyes and say, ah, oui. We go dance till 5 or 4 a.m. o'clock in the morning. Oh, man. We go back to the hotel and me, I'm a Southern gentleman. I get on the elevator with her, we go to her floor, go to her door. She pass her key with me, I'm open the door for her, pass the key back with her. She don't understood nothing when I'm trying to tell her good night. She reached in my pocket, gets my pad and my pencil. And she draw the most beautiful antique bed I never saw before again in my life. And I'm still trying to figure out how the hell she know I'm in the furniture business. I got a friend, now ladies and gentlemen, of all the stories out there, this story is requested more than the other. I got a friend who, back there quite a few years back, when times were kind of bad, went to Detroit, Michigan. Now how he found that place, I don't know. But he went there. And he go to these people that have all these big automobile trailing trucks, but bring all them brand new automobiles back down this way, you know. And he get a job where a man would send them cataracts automobile down to Houston and Beaumont, Texas. And he got the job and understood he gonna get to go through Beaumont every 2 weeks. Gonna stop in Opelousas on the way to Houston through Beaumont, you know? Every 2 weeks. Gonna get through Opelousas and see all them 11 children and his wife when he's gone. One wife. Well, the fella got to took into consider, he got to unlearn him how to drive Cajun style, that'd take 2 weeks. Then he got to learn him how to drive Yankee style, that'd take 2 more weeks. And the first trip he got, it don't go to Houston through Beaumont and Opelousas, no. It goes to Miami, Florida. And he wear out full road map trying to figure a shortcut through Opelousas to Miami from Detroit. But he ain't did that. So get back, it'd been 6 weeks since he'd been home, and he is mad like hell. He walked to the man and said, "How come you done told me that damn lie?" Man said, "Which one?" He said, "You know which one. You told me every 2 weeks I'm going to get to go to Opelousas and see my wife and them cheering down there. It's been 6 weeks since I've been home. They may not know who that is." When they asked your mama who that is, she may not know too. "Older fellas, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you brought yourself in now, because I got a trip was going to leave in about 4 hours. I know you're too tired. I took it out." He said, "Who said I'm tired? I'll be glad you took it." He said, "Okay, go catch about 40 wink." But he went and got 22 wink, because he don't want to miss nothing. He come back getting that treading truck loaded down with brand new Cadillac automobile. He say, "Opelousas, here I come. Oh boy, old lady know you're going to be glad to see me, and them cheering too. Oh boy. You do just real fine." Till they get about 40 miles from Opelousas, 10 p.m. in the night time, and the headlight on the trailing truck go flickety, 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 they flick plumb out. He pull on the shoulder road and get out and walk across, say, "Look at that. This Cajun snake bit by a whole basket full of snake, I'll guarantee. What I'm gonna do is just pass through that and wave hello tomorrow when I leave and goodbye as I pass through." And you look at that trailing truck and notice that top cataract is faced the same way with him. He said, "Let me see." And he climb up there and turn them headlights on hell he could see for 3 miles. He said, "I wonder how come that safety man didn't thought about that." So we get in there, Opelousas, here I come, old lady, we're going to wake them cheering up. I got to tell them all hello. Oh boy, I'm so proud. They hadn't gone but about a mile and a half to meet an automobile, brought herself up the road. And get about a mile from him and leave the road, boogity, 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 across the cow pasture. He drove down, brought himself to a dead still, reached down, pulled the emergency brake so the truck don't roll. He run out there and holler, "You hurt, my friend?" Fella say, "No." He said, "What happened? Blowing out?" "Nothing blowing." "Oh, you're steering right?" "Nothing, quit steering." He said, "Well, what the hell happened then?" He said, "Well, me, I was brought myself up the road, and you was brought yourself down, and me, I figure if you're half as wide as you is tall, I better give you plenty of room, I guarantee." You know, ladies and gentlemen, I love the game of football. In fact, I coached it one year, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I see football all over the country. I love to go see the games. I love to see action on the field that Howard Cosell hadn't got sense enough to put the camera on. Ain't that fine? And in doing that, I've seen a lot of football fans in my lifetime, and every section of the country think they got the greatest. In fact, in Texas just know they got the greatest. And they're close to being right. But not quite, no. But I want to tell you, one of the greatest rivalries I've ever seen is between the Ole Miss Rebels and them Tigers from LUS, believe me. Whoo, it is one more rivalry. And there's some people that love that. They play in Tiger Stadium every 2 years, you know, every other year. And up until 2 years ago, Tiger Stadium just held 67,000 people. That was except when they played Ole Miss, and there'd be 77,000 people in there. You see, policemen in uniform ain't been in uniform in 2 years. For every Boy Scout, 9 Scout Masters. For every Girl Scout, 9 Scouting Mistresses. They even make the seats, the people sit on each other's lap. When they were playing Ole Miss several years back, the Tigers were playing the Rebels, and the ball was kicked out of bounds, rolled up in the box seat right between the ladies' 2 legs. Field judge said, time. He walked to the lady, "I got to get the ball between your feet." She said, "Well, go ahead on." He reached to get the ball. When he did, he saw an empty chair there, an empty seat. He said, "Lady, that's an empty chair, empty seat." She said, "I know. That's my husband's seat." "Oh, he's out of town?" "No." "In the hospital?" "No." Well, lady, my goodness alive, people got to breathe unanimously. So many people. Where in the hell is he? She said, he died. Oh. That field judge says, man, I wish I'd never been born. I know I wish I'd never come to Tiger Stadium. Lady, will you please forgive me? I apologize. I just don't know what he got on his knee and say, please, lady, forgive me, will you? She said, of course I do. He said, well, lady, why in the world didn't you give his ticket to one of his friends? She said, I tried, but they're all at the funeral. Give me my water. Several years ago, down in deep South Louisiana, they built a small hospital and turned it over to a small order of Catholic sisters. Now, don't misunderstand me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean anything derogatory or anything bad to say about the Catholic sisters, because I spent 21 months in a Catholic hospital and I owe a great deal to the sisters who ran that hospital. This is just a story that happened. Right after they turned it over to this order of six sisters and a Mother Superior, they had an outbreak of Hong Kong flu. Then along come that Cajun flu, and that's worse than any other kind in the world. And those little sisters had to work round the clock, the average day 22 and a half hours. Finally, spring brought itself. The Hong Kong flu went back to China. The Cajun flu went back into the swamp. The little sister went back to the regular 16-hour day. But Mother Superior called them all in the office at one time, and you know that kind of frightened those sisters because they figured they might have made a mistake somewhere. Not done anything wrong, but make a mistake. Like me, I made a lot of mistakes, never did anything wrong. And she said, sister, sit down. Well, they knew something was wrong. And she said, look, you've been working so hard. I want you to go on a picnic. They said, oh, great. Sisters love to go on a picnic. She said, now listen, I don't want you to stay on the hospital ground. I want you to take that old stationary wagon we got out there and go someplace else. Well, man, they could not wait. They rush around there, they fry some chicken, they stuff some egg, they make potato salad, they make a lot of them little Samuels, a whole lot of them. But they don't forgot nothing except gasoline in that stationary wagon. And they got on that highway going toward one of them lovely roadside park, and all of a sudden, that sister drove on the shoulder of the road and said, you don't need no mechanic to tell what's wrong here. That needle to knock that E plumb off that gauge. And she got and she looked, and there was a big, high, tall filling station sign. She said, there's a filling station. Give me something to put it on. I'll hot foot it up there to get some gasolines. Then we'll drive there and get a car full up, and Mother gave us plenty of money. But they rummage all over that station there wagon trying to find something to put gasoline on. And the only thing they can find is a bedpan. She said, give it chill. Well, she hot-footed up there. But she took it real easy coming back. When she got back there, she told one of the little sisters, hold that license plate down. I'm going to pour this in that gas tank. I want y'all to try it at you. Hear me? The first chance you get. And she took that bedpan, that little sister holding that license plate down, and she was trying to pour that updrive a big 18-wheeler. Drove by Little John Goodman. And he saw what was going on. He put on them broke. Nearly jackknifed that thing, stopped him so fast. He rose and went down and said, sister, I don't believe that's going to work now. You see, I want to tell you right now, I admire your faith. I guarantee you. You know, not long ago I got a friend who lived down in the rice country. I'm not going to tell you where about, in Louisiana, and he made his crop loan, but he didn't get enough money. You know how that is. My son does that every now and then. He's a farmer. And he done mortgage everything he had except one thing. He had a retrieving dog he had not mortgaged him because nobody would have took a mortgage on him. And he was a fine retrieving dog. He had to have $2,500, and he didn't want to sell that dog because he was the very best. And he taught about a fella up near Stuttgart, Arkansas, where they raised some rice too, you know. And he said, I'm going to go see him. So he took his dog up there. His name was Fido too. And he got up there. He said, look, I need some money. He knew he had the money, this fella in Arkansas. I need some money and bad. I ain't got a thing left. One thing, the mortgage. And I'll pay you twice what I get from you if you let me have it. He said, how much you want, $100? He said, no, $2,500. And I'll give you $5,000 to get this article back, but I want a mortgage with you. He said, what kind of article that is? He said, my retrieving dog. Oh, he said, ain't no retrieving dog worth $2,500 collateral. So he said, this one is. He said, I can prove it with you. I brought him with me. And he said, well, let's take a look, but I ain't going to tell you yes or no. So they went out, he said, now tell me, you got some duck on one of your fields, you got flooded? I know you got them out here. He said, yeah, but don't tell nobody. He said, okay, let's don't get too close. So he didn't get too close, and he sent old Fido up ahead, and he came back in a few minutes, and he barked 6 times. My friend said there's 6 duck on that pond up there. He said, I don't believe that. He said, let's go see. So they crawl on their belly like a alligator, you know. They get there and look, there's 6 duck. Oh, he said, that's an accident. He said, you got another pond? He said, of course. So they went to another pond and sent old Fido up ahead, and he brought himself back. And he barked 4 times. And he crawled on the belly like a alligator to get up there, and there's 4 duck on that pond. He said, that's a coincide. That's all that is. He said, you got one more pond with duck? Oh, he said, you know I got one more pond with duck. He said, let's go. So they went close, and they sent old Fido up ahead, and he brought himself back, and he barked 11 times. They crawled on their belly like a alligator. They get there and look, and 11 duck on that pond. Fella say, I'll loan you the money. Because I got a big shoot coming from way up north, around Memphis, Tennessee. And I want to borrow some money from him. I took him to hunt them duck. He said, I'll let you have the money. He said, well, took good care of my dog because I want him back. I'll pay you double. He said, okay. Well, he didn't see him again until February to a rice farmer growers convention he went to. He walked up to him and said, how's my dog? Old Fido. He said, you know I had to kill that dog. He said, what you said? Kill my retrieving dog, Fido? He said, yeah. Well, he said, what in the world happened? He said, well, like I'm told you, I had this big shoot banking people where I was going to really put the bee on him and good. And I took him out to hunt them duck. We sent old Fido ahead, and he come back and he barked 3 times. I go look, 3 duck, bloom, 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 get all 3. I sent him ahead to another pond I got there. He come back and he barked 5 times, bloom, 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 bloom. The game warden ain't there. My friend get all of them before he get up. That old automatic shooting gun. He said, we went to the next place there, and I sent Fido ahead, and he came back, and he picked up a stick with his mouth, and he ran at me with that stick and beat me on the leg real good. He ran at my friend with that stick and beat him and just scared the hell out of him. And he ran and climbed a tree. That dog's mad, he said. That dog's mad. There's something wrong with that dog. Kill him, kill him. And bloom, I shot his head off. My friend said, don't you know what Fido was trying to tell you, huh? He said, hell no. I don't know what Fido was trying to tell me. What was he trying to tell me? He said, all he was trying to tell you. He said, well, more ducks out there on that pond than you can shook a stick at, I'll guarantee. You know, not long ago I had to go down below French Settlement to Head of Island. I had an appointment down there with a real good friend of mine named Alma Picou. And she's a real nice gal, I guarantee, a real fine Cajun lady. And I made the mistake of telling people I was going to brought myself down there, you know. And when I got down there, in a vacant spot right next to Alma's combination, barroom saloon, cocktail lounge, dance floor, there were a whole bunch of Cajuns got a hold of one telephone pole, and about 17 or 16 of them got a hold of that pole, holding it up. It wasn't in the ground, no. The big end was on top of the ground and was on, up in the air, and the little end was on top of the ground. That's how much in the ground it was. and sitting on that big end of a little bitty Cajun with a tape measure in his hand, trying to get somebody to cut it, you know. And like a fool, I said, what y'all doing there, huh? And he looked at me and said, any fool know what we're doing here. We're trying to measure how high this pole is. I said, lay it down on the ground. You can measure how long it is easy like that. He said, we know how long the damn thing is. We want to find out how high it is. So I left there. And I went over to Prairieville. I got a good friend over there, got a sawing mill, you know. And I got there about 4:30 in the evening. That's pop time. Pop with foam on top. And I got there about 4:30 p.m. o'clock in the evening, and Buddy was there, and we were just fixing to have one, and in run a little boy, about 11 or 10-year-old, cute little boy. And Buddy said, what can I do for you, son? He's always nice to cheer, and he's got twin boys himself. This little boy said, Mr. Lash, Papa say he wants 57 4x2s. Buddy said, how long he wants them, huh? Little boy said, I don't know. But he said, go back home and find out how long he wants them. We'll wait here for you. He said, okay. So he left his wagon there, and he ran home, and it took him about an hour. When he got back, Buddy said, son, how long you Papa wants them 57 4x2s, huh? Little boy looked at him and said, Mr. Lash, he's going to build a house. He wants them a long, long time. Years ago, before World War II, I lived in Crowley, Louisiana. And back there before World War II, around Church Point in Karen Crow and Lewisburg and Crowley and Rain, you'd see as many old black buggies with beautiful buggy horses as you would automobiles, maybe more. And on Sunday, you pass by the Catholic church at 11 o'clock mass, and there'd be 100 buggy and about 3 or 2 automobiles. And I got a friend that lived in a place down there between Eunice and Church Point named Baptist Academy. Now, how that place got down there in southwest Louisiana, I don't know. But he lived there, and every Sunday he brought himself to the Catholic church to go to Mass at 11 o'clock in Church Point. And he was there one Sunday, and somebody walked up and said, look, we're going to have a big fatal door, a big dance at Lortel. That's 9 miles north from Church Point. He said, how come you don't brought yourself? It's going to start at 3 o'clock, and it's over at 11, and you can get home plenty of time to go to work in the morning. He said, oh, yeah, well, that beautiful mare I got, he had a mare, a buggy mare that was a thing of beauty. Chestnut color, and she shined and glistened because he curled and combed her and washed her to be sure she looked pretty all the time. Polished her up real nice. He said, I can be there. Now, at a fatal door, my friend, let me tell you something. Everybody go. Mama, Papa, Grandma, Grandpa, all the little children, everybody. Well, my friend got there at 3 o'clock p.m. in the evening, and he found a good place to unhitch his buggy. And he unhitched that and put that mare in a nice comfort place, took the harness off of her. He went into that dance, and I want to tell you, he did not miss one dance, no. Whoo! He passed a good time, I guarantee. And about 8 o'clock, he ran out of steam. And he went out to his buggy where he had some steam out there, you know, in a gallon jug. When he got out there, he took a look at his mare to see how she was doing, and somebody done hauled off and painted his mare a bright green all over. He said, I can't stud that. It most killed him dead. He most had a stroking right there. And shoo, he tore back in that dance floor there, and he hollered, who painted my mare green? Of course, they couldn't hear him with that chanker, 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 chanker going down. So he jumped up on the bandstand and committed the cardinal sin. He stopped the music. Everybody turned around and looked at him, and he yelled real loud, I want to know who painted my mare green. And a great big fella, about 6'8", weighed 320 pounds, walk up there and say, "I'll paint the mare green. What about that?" He said, "I just want to let you know she's dry and ready for the second coat."